Here is my right-hand garden. This is May 22nd, 2018. Right there is asparagus bed. Right there is broccoli. And behind broccoli, where the statue of the hawk is a strawberry bed. And that right there is going to be green beans. They're already planted. There's some perennial flowers growing around the asparagus bed. And there is my swing that needs to be repainted. Back here, that tree back right there is a peach tree, self-fertile. We'll get closer to my tomatoes in a minute. This is a semi-dwarf Honeycrisp apple tree. It still has not blossomed. And over here next to my greenhouse, I planted some sunflowers. The bigger one that you see right here is from last year. It's a volunteer. And that's my greenhouse. So let's go over to the other side. Here are my tomatoes. I'm going to cover the rebar with PVC. That back there is rhubarb. This is basically its first year. I planted it last year. I have no idea what those things are at the top. I've never planted rhubarb before. And I have these three plants here are zucchini and squash. And on this side of that arch is cucumbers, small cucumbers for pickles, and some butternut squash over there in the corner. And then the one back here is some melon, some honeydew, and some sugar baby watermelon. And these two trees, this one and the one back there, are both golden delicious. This one here actually has flowers for the first time. I planted it the same time as the Honeycrisp that you saw previously, and yeah, I'm not sure what's up with the Honeycrisp tree. Bought them from the same place too. And over here is the green bean bed. I have some pole beans growing up that homemade trellis, and I threw in some sweet potatoes in those buckets. I have it sitting on earth, so maybe they'll grow down into the earth. And then this little thing here is some pumpkins, and I will have the vines kind of growing off into this direction. And yep, so that's that garden. I do have one more Honeycrisp apple tree. I don't think I set it. I'll show that to you in a second. So there's the Honeycrisp apple tree. I planted that in the fall of 2015. I don't think it's a semi-dwarf, so that might affect my ability to plant things in these raised beds if it gets too big. I don't know, but it has not really blossomed. It only has 6 or 8 blossoms on one branch. So I'm not really sure, but that is my right-hand garden. May 2018. So here's the left-hand side. This is actually out on the patio. In these thingies, I have green onion seeds. That is a lemon tree. Here is my tower garden. It has mostly lettuce in it, but some strawberries that I dug out and replanted at the top and a couple around. There is a raised bed of strawberries here and a raised bed of different types of lettuce over here. I have a dwarf cherry tree there and green onions down on the ground here that are volunteers from last year. So let's go into the garden and I'll show you what's in there. In this raised bed, I have herbs. You can see baby nasturtiums coming up here. I also have some wildflowers planted in those bricks there. The garlic chives have been around for a couple of years. The parsley's been around for a couple of years, and so has the sage. So those are perennial, which is really nice. Back here, I have grapes. Last year they didn't do that great. Not really sure why. I might have them too close together, but I mean, I'm not an expert, so I've made mistakes. I think this year they look a lot better, so we'll see. Let's walk a little bit closer here. I'll pause this so nobody gets sick. In this raised bed, I have all of my hot peppers. Several of them are really small. I'm not very good at growing peppers from seed. These peppers that are bigger are not from seed. Those are purchased. I have blueberries here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this one's like, I don't know, kind of half dead. I'm not sure if it's dead or not, so I'm just going to leave it be. And over there, I have my pit o strawberries. They've really gone rogue everywhere. If you've seen any of my YouTube videos, the Novice Midwest Gardener, I talk about, I was able to get some of them pulled up out of the ground, but some of them I didn't. And that's okay. So those are the strawberries, various types of strawberries. And what you see here in that raised bed, I have raspberries that are kind of mostly on the left, but if you've ever grown raspberries, you'll know they just show up absolutely everywhere. I'm constantly pulling out raspberry plants. I mean, I don't like killing them, but I don't have a ton of room to be able to plant these. But so the raspberries, and then thornless blackberries over here. And then in this bed, I have sweet peppers. I don't have a lot. I think I need to get a couple. Back here, I have some cabbage growing and potatoes. So I tried growing potatoes in containers in previous years, and it didn't go that well. So this year I'm going to do an experiment where I have some in these black buckets. The bottoms are open in the dirt, and then because I didn't have enough black buckets, I have some that are not in black buckets. So we will see how this experiment works, and I'll definitely make a video of it afterward. In the yard, I have some berry plants planted elsewhere. So some blackberries, a polar berry, and other ones, out in the yard a bit, just because they were so good that I couldn't kill them. So I just planted them around the yard. But yeah, this is my other garden in suburban Indiana.